Hi everyone, Techo from the Holden Racing team here. I'm the technical director and today I'm going to answer your car related questions. I'm going to kick off today with a question from Chris regarding the relevance of your road cars out there to our race cars. Not many components carry over from the road car. Basically V8 supercars moved towards a control chassis at the beginning of 2013. So all of the marques that race in the series run the same chassis and we basically put our panels around the outside. So really it's only the body panels which are still motorsport specific. So we have composite guards. The only road car panels really are probably the roof. The front door for the driver is still basically the steel skin and steel door frame. Obviously steel door frame's right round, but the driver's door remains as the only steel skin for protection, and the bonnet. Everything else we've been able to design specifically for racing. The steel panels would get damaged and you can't recover them, whereas at least the composite panels we're able to repair them and get them into service again. So compared to your road car, the architecture is very different. Obviously looks very much the same, but not many carryover components. I've got a question here from Andrew regarding if a car is severely damaged, the turnaround time it takes to repair it. We can give you a really good example, unfortunately, in that the Bathurst crash we suffered last year with Luffy at the wheel pretty much destroyed that car. We had severe damage that wasn't able to be repaired at the circuit, and then once we got it back to the workshop, the extent of the damage was far more than we thought. We had safety cage damage, so basically V8 supercars wouldn't let us race anyway because the safety cell for the driver was too far damaged. So what we've been able to do since Bathurst, particularly over the Christmas break, we basically cut that car from the B pillar, so just behind the driver's door or seat. We cut that completely away and we've basically rebuilt half the car and obviously repaired some of the other tubes that required in the safety cell. We're actually probably 3/4 of the way through finishing that car. It's given us a spare chassis. So with us running 4 cars, the ability to have a spare chassis in the instance of a major crash, particularly tight turnaround times, allows us to be able to recover. So I guess if you look at that one, we've been repairing it since Bathurst. Other priorities get in the way, but we've worked as hard as we can to make it a usable and running car. So about 3/4 of the way through it, may see it on track soon. I have a question here from Teresa regarding the tyre rules. Obviously a change in 2015 with the amount of tyres we have, and her question is specifically about how it's going to affect us and what circuits might hurt us the most. That's an ongoing part of research that we do. With the sprint rounds, we have a set of softs we can use on Sunday. With our stock levels reduced in terms of what we get allocated race means, it's becoming quite hard to have good stock of tyres to go to practice with. So unfortunately, you've got to manage when you use your good tyres. We regularly evaluate the tyre degradation. It's hard to say what circuits are probably going to hurt us the most. In the past, I guess the long loaded corner type circuits is where we've probably suffered. Street circuits very strong. Fortunately this year we've actually started to have good success at those long loaded circuits, so I think we're starting to get on top of the setup for what's required there. Obviously had good success at Adelaide on the short and sharp sort of street circuit type corners, so it's a regular evaluation that we go for and go through. Plenty of research done here at work, so I can't specifically say what circuits it's going to hurt us the most because we're actually still learning how to get the best out of the mixed tyre strategy and the reduced quantities that we can take. I've got a couple of questions here from John regarding, I guess, our consistency and the fact that one day JC might have a strong Saturday and then not quite be there on a Sunday. As engineers, we're always trying to find the nth degree and get the most out of the car. So we've always sort of fine-tuning. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong, and we're probably our harshest critics. We spend hours talking in our debriefs, both at the circuit and here at work. We're very honest with ourselves, make sure we understand what we've done well. As important, if not more important, obviously, to understand where you've made poor decisions and try not to repeat them and know what situations to apply. Championships are built on consistency, so as an engineering group, we're always about trying to make sure that we understand what we're doing and don't overstep the mark. And yeah, I guess sometimes you make that wrong decision, but we're engineers, they're drivers, they always want to do better, so unfortunately you just got to balance it out as to when you have a real crack versus just trying to take stock and maximise the result you can achieve.